Hello everybody and welcome back to Hana Monogatari. We have some interesting theories going into it, but what will truly happen, only time will tell.
Everyone dies.
Open up your own copy of the episode and sync it up with a timer that will appear within Kiwi's hands at the end of my countdown. I'm going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1, play.
Nimutsu.
Not gonna lie though, this kind of fit on girls does something really, really good for me.
Mampra give her the other hand. Oh no, it's a skull.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Is Numachi gonna take the face too? Cause yikes.
Hmm.
No, but she's going to become an ugly bastard.
No. Imagine it changes from the Yuri tag to ugly bastard in the split second. Oh god, Kiwi.
It's an ugly bastard then.
It's not a like what? Oh my god, why am I forgetting that tag? I did barely ever read that tag.
Realizing this opening is weird.
It is one of the weirder ones, I would say. Like, it's structured differently from the other OPs.
Well,
I mean, it looks like they're in middle school together.
And Kambaru like they were friends throughout middle school.
I mean, they played against each other throughout their careers, so...
That's not what it's showing.
It's not showing them being friends in middle school, it's showing them being girlfriends in middle school.
Uh-huh.
They're kissing and stuff.
We know from when Kambaru first met Numachi there that they weren't close like that before.
Well, yeah, I think it's more like what happens in the episodes, rather, where Numachi kind of like goes on to Kambaru.
I was just saying it's a weird in the opening.
But yeah, it has nothing to do with their actual backstory.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Numachi's wish.
Perhaps. Kaiki's been keeping it this entire time.
He's been keeping an ugly bastard in the bag.
Can we stop here?
Okay, I'll stop.
I see. Yeah, I'll probably sell it for money. Damn, I can't believe Serbi was right. They are going to talk in the finale.
It was a wild guess, I know. But here we are.
Honestly, your brain works in mysterious ways sometimes. She's kind of halfway there. I'm not like other girls.
Darona.
Ah, yeah, okay, I see. This goes against Numachi's kind of her way of solving problems.
Mhm.
Because Kamburu over here is looking directly at the problem, whereas for her it's just ignore it and time will solve it.
Yeah.
Hmm. What?
Fuck, I was muted when I said why.
Baka wakashi.
It's hammer time, says Kamburu. Basketball players never refuse a wow.
Not human.
I mean, peace of mind? Damn. Wow, you finally figured that out? Oh, the burn.
You scared? You go cry.
What is going on here? It's kind of like they're trash talking, but taking extra steps to do so.
You know, they're like, we're gonna have a basketball match. I'm like, cool. We won't just be talking. 5 minutes later.
Nice. That is true.
Oh, I thought her arm exploded. I was so confused for a second there. That was such a weird perspective.
Exploded with basketball passions.
Yes.
Basketball passion.
Basketball power.
When the Hulk like explodes his clothes off, I just imagine it as basketball passion as well.
No.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Hulk like passion, and I didn't like where that was going.
You finally learned.
Wow.
Wow. One shot, one kill.
Got all foggy.
Real sis.
How shall we interpret this fog, Serby? Is it simply there for dramatic effect, or is there deeper meaning?
Persona 4. They're going
Persona
inside
4.
of the TV. It is time to go inside of the television and defeat the shadows.
Also, please not too many spoilers in case people are playing Persona.
Well, that wasn't a spoiler.
God, why is it so drawn out?
Hmm. Yeah, this time, unlike Hachikuji, she doesn't know. She's not trying to hide it, she just doesn't remember dying.
Oof, this is really bothering me.
What is?
In this situation, I don't like it. It's very much so bothering me.
Maybe the opening shows them as friends in middle school because that's like the what if she was actually like still alive. I don't know.
Perhaps if things were different. If only, man. Pretty sure like the water around is in reference to her nickname, Numachi's nickname. She has a swampy defense or something like that. Oh my goodness.
I knew that's where that was going.
Perfect rom-com finish.
Nuckish.
Oh no. First time in her life that an opponent to pass her the ball. Oh no, Converu. Calm down. Maybe.
You're getting distracted. Don't get distracted. I think there's plenty of timeouts in life.
I guess that's one way to live life, and rather pass away as well.
Yeah. You know how we were talking about show versus tell the other day, Zero?
Yes.
This arc is all tell. I feel like this could have been one episode and it would have been one really good episode.
I honestly can't disagree with that. Oh. Ah, yes, we have returned. Oh no. Wait.
No, you're making it worse.
Oh no.
No.
No, Araragi, stop. Eh, perhaps, but as a main character, I kind of prefer you, Araragi.
Yeah.
I think Saruga's a great side character. But yeah, as a main one, it's kind of meh. Oh my god, Shinobu.
I don't know. You're setting up dominoes with her BL.
The only way to set up dominoes.
What does that spell out?
I know, I'm trying to figure.
See, when was that? Let's see. 21 minutes. What? I don't know what's worse.
No.
Oh my god.
Thinking Araragi.
Araragi is writing the mystic girlfriend.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. What the fuck happened to Araragi?
You say that like that's not how he always was.
Well, he wasn't this obsessed with his little sister.
He didn't always talk about his little sister all the time.
Especially not in front of Kambaru.
Nah.
Actually, rather he would kind of avoid his little sisters when he's talking to Kambaru, no? Because
Yeah.
he knows that Karen likes Kambaru. She looks up to him. And Kambaru would definitely like Karen.
I think how the purpose was cleaning and he's just making the mess bigger.
That's what Araragi does.
That's
We've seen this many times.
Are we cutting hair again?
It does, yes.
Spots.
Araragi now has long hair himself, so he knows the pain of cutting your hair.
The pain of cutting your hair.
Since I was little, I would always cry whenever someone would touch my hair.
I guess it's different for everybody. Of course. Oh, perhaps the
don't
world
know,
is better off.
I really don't like this.
Are you okay, Kiwi?
I don't know, I feel so weird right now. I feel so unsatisfied for some reason.
Yeah, I have comments on that too. Oh, wait till it's over.
Mhm.
I wish this was the first time we'd seen someone cut their hair.
I will say though that Monogatari does overuse its use of like cutting hair in order to show character progression.
I just feel like this would have been the most impactful version of it if we hadn't seen it before.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, I have no idea why I feel so unsatisfied with this, but I feel extremely unsatisfied. I don't feel sad that Numachi disappeared or anything of that sort. I felt extremely uncomfortable with the basketball game. I did feel extremely uncomfortable with that. I did not like that whatsoever, and I don't understand why. I just did not like it. Like, it made me extremely uncomfortable. If I was watching it alone, I would probably skip the whole match.
Is there no way that you can explain it? Just because that doesn't really give me too much information to go off on.
It felt like, I can't explain it. To me, it felt really wrong. Like, it felt extremely wrong. I don't understand why. It just did. Like, it should not have happened kind of situation.
Maybe I can add my 2 cents, and maybe like Kiwi will have.
It doesn't feel like how I felt with Nadeko, where I was relating to Nadeko so much that it made me feel uncomfortable. I relate to Numachi a lot, and I was thinking like, oh, would I be in the same situation as Numachi if I did not find something else to do? Like that, right? Like, that's how it felt to me for that little second, but like the whole scene felt kind of forced, so to say. The whole idea of telling like my friend or my rival, someone I consider a rival before, that she is dead felt so uncomfortable. And then like the ending part of cutting hair and everything, it felt like it didn't belong. I don't know. Like, how did she grow from this kind of thing? I knew that Numachi will disappear. I'm not sad that she disappeared, right? I was expecting it. It's just that, how is it wrong? Like, I don't get it.
I feel like this is a really good concept with a really horrible execution, which is a shame because usually Monogatari nails the execution. And I think the reason why this arc feels both unsatisfying and just kind of hard to watch through is because it's 100% verbal. And so you're sitting there having two characters talking, and you have them basically saying, I feel like this, I feel like this, actually I feel like this, actually I feel like this, but there's no actual like weight to any of those statements because they're just nothing statements they're throwing around. So when you have your conclusion where they come to some, you know, mental process where they're like, okay, this is how I feel about all this, it still doesn't mean anything because none of it was ever grounded, right?
While I do love Monogatari, I would personally have to agree that this is not the strongest arc. And as I've stated before, it's not an arc that I rewatch. However,
I would never rewatch this ever.
Okay, I'm sorry that I'm cutting you off, Zero. I just don't want our topic to move on from the thing that Zero was saying. So I'm sorry that I cut you off. You can continue. I'll just say my sentence after.
What? Oh, okay. What the fuck? I just wanted to apologize for cutting you off. Anyways, just continue. Yeah.
Yeah. I my mind is currently going like 100 miles per hour, so it's good that you're talking so that I can calm down a little bit.
Yes, just breathe, calm down, try to figure out your thoughts and like how you feel about the arc as a whole, and of course, be truthful about it. You don't have to like sugarcoat it or anything. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this arc with us knows that this is not the best arc of Monogatari. We kind of passed that point, and we're going on like an uphill journey right now, and to the next point where it's gonna peak. But yeah, this isn't the peak, most definitely.
Yeah,
it would be a valley.
Might be, yeah.
Like For me, I disagree with Surbi. Hana Monogatari is something I would rewatch. I enjoyed a lot of dialogue, a lot of standing around, a lot of characters talking. But what I agree with her with is that if it really did feel really empty and shallow. It's like those speeches that try to morally bring you up, but the person talking about it does not give a shit about what they're speaking of. Give me a sec.
Really? She said bitches. I really thought she said beaches, and I was so confused.
Speeches, yes.
Or speeches? Is that what she said?
She said speeches, yeah.
I was like, I thought it was bitches the second time. Those bitches who say those things.
Miss Harikiri again. Well, while Kiwi's gone, to continue what I was talking about, yes, it's not an arc that I rewatched. However, interestingly enough, Kane found it to be his favorite arc ever. Which
that's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it is quite
Okay.
interesting. Which goes
I'm
back
sorry,
to the
I'm back.
point of how each arc is kind of different from everyone's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kane probably found something in this arc, or perhaps it's just a personal bias towards Kanbaru as a character, that made him make this a 10 out of 10 arc.
Well,
However,
I'm sure if you're a big Kanbaru fan, then this arc is just by nature having a lot of Kanbaru is gonna be nicer. But
Yeah,
Yes.
for me, this arc would have been like a 9 out of 10 if it weren't for the ending that I really didn't like.
I feel like the problem is it's building up things that it just didn't end up using for its resolution.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole thing about like taking the monkey like parts, right? Or the demon parts, whatever they were. And like the whole concept of Kanbaru coming to terms with like her own things and like the, you know, like the mentality of Numachi kind of taking it all on herself. None of that was part of the resolution.
Yeah,
But,
like I thought. Sorry that I'm cutting you off. I thought that it would pull Otori on us, an Otori, Nise, Nadeko arc on us. No, that was Otori. I was right. That it would pull that on us, where they would just like cut it off, where she hits the rock bottom and then come back to it later on to explore it deeply. That's what I thought they would do, but they did not do that. They were just like, nope, we're just going to resolve everything in one episode, in a really badly paced one episode, and expect people to like accept it.
I think unlike most of the previous arcs, this was resolved. It just was resolved poorly.
Yeah,
So to pull it back would just be to opening it up again for no reason.
it would feel
It
like
would make
if
all of
someone
this mean
took-
even less.
if it would be like if someone took Fruits Basket the original and just made second season for Fruits Basket the original following the manga, or like same as Arno Exorcist, Blue Exorcist. If they just took the first season and continued how the manga goes
Oh,
forward,
you mean like they did?
yeah, like they did. It would feel like that,
Okay,
or like
so bad.
how
Rip.
Tokyo Ghoul, or like
Rip.
Tokyo Ghoul. That's how it would feel like,
Yeah,
because this
yeah.
got a resolution. They just
Oh
did it
my
really
goodness.
poorly.
The Tokyo Ghoul read, don't even remind me of that shit. It kind of boils down to this arc lacks emotional impact and also resolves in
Yeah.
a way that is very overused within the series itself, which is
Yes.
the cutting of Kanbaru's hair.
Mhm.
And we've seen so many characters already cut their hair in order to show that, yes, they developed as a character and
Well,
they changed their
even if
character
we pull back
design.
before that, just of Numachi like passing on, right?
Mhm.
There really was nothing to drive that either. It just kind of happens.
Yeah, Numachi passing on doesn't
Yeah.
really give me any sort of emotional like reaction. It's just Numachi
Yeah,
gone.
because
and
it just
like, oh,
happens. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like we build all these things like Kanbaru is going to actually do something to help Numachi, right?
Uh-huh.
She doesn't. They kind of play a game together, but even that was kind of shallow, and you're like, well, that didn't really do anything.
Yeah, and like I think that out of everyone in this group, I felt the most connected to Numachi. Like I related to her the most, and I cared about her the most out of everyone in the group right now. But I did not even like, it was a sad thing that happened, but I did not feel as shocked or like as sad as I did during Hachikuji's passing, or during Nadeko's arc, or anything like that. Who
Oh, yeah.
also
Well,
were
they
also
are
the
beloved
characters that I super
characters, yeah.
related to. Yeah,
I'm gonna throw.
I
it
also
back,
related
though.
to them a lot.
It's because it was all spoken. We just had two characters standing on screen telling us a story with no interesting visuals to back it up, right?
Mhm.
So it's really hard to connect with that. You can, and clearly some people like Kane can, right? It's not a good way to tell a story because it's really hard to engage with it. Like spoken word can be good if you have the right, storytelling voice, I guess, if you will. But this is just two people talking. There's nothing to really hook you in. And a lot of it, even in what they're saying, is a lot of it kind of like how we do sometimes in our discussion. It's circles. It doesn't go in any direction that makes sense to the flow of the story. And then it circles back and resolves with nothing to like actually push you there.
Yeah, I think
So
that
as far as the story goes, it doesn't make sense. As far as the delivery goes, it's boring. It's not that there aren't good concepts and ideas in it. And like I said, if it were one episode that was better balanced and only said the things that mattered, right? And gave it to us in a more visually appealing way, I think it would have been a great episode. Was it 4 or 5 episodes?
It's 5 episodes long.
It's all the exact same every episode. We got nowhere, and then all of a sudden Numachi disappears and she cuts her hair, and it's like,
Numachi.
Why did I spend all this time watching them talk? None of it mattered.
Like for the 3 consecutive episodes, Numachi was basically telling us the same thing or giving us the same package, but just packed it completely differently. I mean, I liked it, but it definitely isn't one of my favorites.
But don't worry. I can assure you that everything past this point is much better. Hana, if we have to say peaks and valleys, I would say that Hana, for me personally, is probably a valley. Don't know whether you guys in the comments agree with that. Judging from Kramer's comments, I would say yes.
I've come to like halfway point of Monogatari, so even if Monogatari past this point was extremely bad, I would still complete it.
We haven't even met my favorite character yet. We're not even there yet. I know.
I'm just speaking as someone who is like a hate watcher. I would not quit it by this point.
Oh my goodness.
I know Monogatari has been such a weird like roller coaster for me because there's some points where it's like I absolutely love it, right? And then there are other points where like this where I'm just like, man, if this were all Monogatari was, it would be not for me even a little bit because it goes in this ebb and flow. It's like I never know which each arc. I'm like, am I going to absolutely adore this arc or am I going to hate it?
That's actually a good point, right? To me, I guess I would compare it to like the first half of Sword Art Online. Despite how much I dislike it, I would have to agree that the first half of Sword Art Online is good because it's more episodic and like each episode, it's like a self-contained story. So if you didn't really like this one,
and it delivers what it promises, right?
Yeah. Whereas here, we kind of get the same feel where like, oh yeah, this arc wasn't all too good, but it's okay. The next arc is going to change things up, and then we'll see how that goes, right? Perhaps Nisio Isin as a writer also maybe like experiments with each arc and tries to see what works and what doesn't. I'm not really sure what goes on behind the scenes because you can tell that each arc is trying to be different from the other.
I also would think something like
concepts.
This could be much better in a novel format.
Yeah,
most definitely. Nisio, well, speaking about that, give me 1 second, Kiwi. Speaking on that, he outwardly admits in the novel that he tries to write this particular story, Monogatari, in a way that makes it impossible to animate. And yet Shap tried to do it. And then we got the Monogatari series. So maybe there was some stuff that was like lost that Nisio was trying to convey, but it couldn't be conveyed in an anime format. That's something that only the light novel readers will know. But yeah, from what we're seeing right here, it's not really working out for this arc.
What I wanted to say was I completely agree with Tsubi on that one because I read a lot of like novels like this one where it's a lot of talking, speaking, discussing. But what comes between each of like the really big paragraphs of text that each character says is like a description of the scene. So you get the idea where it's happening, which flows much easier than it does in an animated form.
You can have like narrative driven stories that are just like spoken word, right, and have them be engaging because of the way it's spoken to you. In a novel, you're putting that yourself, right? It's all in your head when you're reading it, so you make it as interesting as you can when you're reading it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I suppose that's our thoughts on Hana Monogatari. Before we close off this discussion, I have to ask you guys, what would you rate this arc of Monogatari? Oh god.
7 out of 10.
Second season's lucky. Analysts can only rate it as a whole.
Yeah, it's only as a whole. We can't rate each arc individually.
I
but
don't know how I rate second season as a whole, but for Hana, I'm probably gonna give it like a 5.5, which might be the lowest thing I've ever rated on Analyst. I'm not sure.
For me, it's a 7 out of 10.
I don't usually rate things that I didn't enjoy. No, Fate Grand Order Moonlight Lost Room. That's the lowest I've ever rated.
Oh, I agree with that low rating.
I have Conception and a bunch of really bad isekai on my list. I can't
Conception's
speak
a
about
1
any.
for me.
Yeah, it is a 1 for me as well. So
Tokyo
I can't
Ghoul
really
Re's a
say that it's the
1.
lowest.
As for me, second season as a whole, I usually don't think of Hana when I think of second season.
Analyst counts it.
Yeah, Analyst counts it, but like for me, second season was incredible because of, you know, all the other arcs like Otori.
Where did second season start? Because they all
second season starts with Nekoshiro.
Nekoshiro. Okay.
Nekoshiro is a really good arc as well, in my opinion.
I think I'm gonna give Monogatari as a whole like an 8 because it had 2 arcs in it that I really liked, and then it had like one that I really didn't.
Yeah.
I'm on the same boat as Serbi. For me, it's also an 8. It is not a 10 out of 10 because of Hana. Hana ruined everything. Hanekawa's arcs and Hanekawa Kuro, Hana really put down the rating for me.
Yeah, Nekokuro, I think it's a part of first season. Next
I'm realizing my favorite parts of second season were all Hachikuchi though.
Oh my goodness. We'll see how final season goes for you guys. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.